Thank you. Thank you, Sharon Joy, Jeff Wright, John Fox, Jill Fox, and Juanita Bratton. Yay. Thank you. Thank you. Awesome. Awesome. Father's Day is an interesting day for me because my dad's gone. Which really sucks. But I look on the bright side. I probably would not live here if it hadn't been for him, because he instilled within me the love of the mountains and the trees and conserving the outdoors for all of us. He taught me how to put up a tent, light a fire, walk in the woods with being quiet and looking at the animals and all these wonderful, how to read a map. I'd be lost, especially with my mother. She had no sense of direction. But yeah, so, and I know some of you may still have your fathers, or they may be gone as well. And it's a poignant time. It's a special day to remember. And those are our earthly fathers. We have obviously a father beyond that. You could call it God, Spirit, the absolute, the first cause, presence, intelligence, power, wisdom, love. All these words can be used for God. So one of the things that I do when I stand up here on Sundays, I've done my preparation at home, but then during the meditation I say, God within, take over. God within, guide me. Because I do not know what I'm going to say. So you can't possibly know what I'm going to say. Because Spirit comes within me and stuff gets added in that I didn't know about, and stuff gets dropped out that I thought I would use. So we're on this ride together. We're co-creating it. And the absolute, the creator, the juicy, the source is all of us. We are all one with that divine Spirit, that Father within. Ernest Holmes tells us, God is our Heavenly Father and our spiritual mother, the breath of our life. God is that changeless reality in which we live, move, and have our being. That's our ground of being. No matter what you do, you cannot change that. Because that's where we stand. We came through our earthly parents, who are also divine. Mine didn't know it. Yours maybe didn't know it either, I don't know. But it's the truth. And I know it and I feel it within me. And that divine presence is always in and through me. Every day I affirm that and know that. And I know the truth, that's the truth for you as well. It's like, wait a second, I came from like the same kind of place you did. So we're all in this together. We're all in this together. There was a young boy who was out for a hike, and he fell down and started crying and go, ah, and all that stuff. And then he heard that sound coming back to him. Ah, crying. It's like, and then he yelled, who are you? And the voice yelled back, who are you? And the kid goes, I like you. And the voice goes, I like you. But then the kid's going, what is that? What is that? You're a coward. And the voice comes back, you're a coward. And the little boy goes, Dad, what's going on? I don't understand. And the dad goes, it's an echo. It's an echo. And the dad goes, you're a champion. And the echo comes back, you're a champion. So life is like that. And the Father's lesson is, although people call it an echo, it is in fact reality. life. It gives you back everything that you give to it. Our life reflects our actions. If you give out love, then the life rewards you back with it. If you want happiness from the world, spread happiness first, and then you will get your return. So whatever you put out there is what you get back. His father said, continuing, life is not a coincidence. It is a reflection, the reflection of your deeds, your acts, and your beliefs. So there's a reciprocal nature to it. So what we put out there, that love, that caring, that compassion, that laughter, that joy, that anger, that upset, all those things, they come back. You don't always know when. There's often a lag time. It's not always like immediate, but it does come back. So the way we live, the way we feel, the way we think impacts the quality of our experiences. That's why around here it's like, change your thinking, change your life. Because what you're thinking is going to come out in your actions. And it's so powerful to know that, because you have the responsibility, the ability to change what you're living by the way you act and the way you are. That's such a gift from the Father within. It's beyond measure. And so I'm going, okay, please, God, please don't have me say anything stupid. Have me say stuff that has meaning for someone. Have me say something that touches somebody's heart. And a lot of our fathers did that for us, and sometimes they were shadow figures for us and not bringing the light. And they were in their humanness. And I honor them just for being themselves. And also, sometimes they are very embarrassing. I don't know if your father ever embarrassed you. Mine did. Parker Palmer, who is a Quaker elder and wise man, was talking about his dad. And he's talking about how his dad always lived by the golden rule, and he would run around saying all these little sayings like, angels can fly because they take themselves lightly, which I'm sure you've heard before that. And then he has some groaners, and I want to share a couple groaners with you. It's like this. Okay, so remember, kids, there's only one letter's difference between hero and zero. It's like, ooh, okay. And add a little oomph to try, and you get triumph. That was a deep one. Yeah, here's another deep one. The only difference between a rut and a grave is dimension. Kind of gets you, doesn't it? Okay. And today's peacock is tomorrow's feather duster. It's like, yeah. So, and Parker Palmer goes on and says, what I valued most of what I learned from my dad, the highest form of thinking is that which we do with the mind that descends into the heart. That descends into the heart. The heart is where we integrate what we know in our heads and what we know in our bones. The place where our knowledge and we can become more fully human. So that spirit within, that alignment. So, we're in the school of life. All sorts of stuff happens to us. And this is the first Father's Day for a dear friend of ours. Gary and I are going to be heading down to Southern California on Friday for a celebration I wish was not occurring. Some dear friends of ours have had a stillborn baby, a little boy. He was full term. He died like in the womb a couple days before he was going to be born. And the young couple, who I've known them for years, they are handling this with such grace. I'm in awe of how they are handling this. And they didn't, Bodhi is the little boy's name. And so they got to hold him, and they were very sacred about his birth, and just amazing. But they realized how little control we have of the stuff that's unknown. And there's no way to ever know why. That's not a question. It's unanswerable. It's not life-giving to be asking that question. And they asked for 3 things from people, which I thought these were so beautiful. They want love. For that's what brought them together, and that's what created the baby. So they wanted to embrace the love, to remember the love. And prayer, because our intentions are holding that love and that compassion is the way through a tragedy that unexpected, unimaginable. And then they also want the stories of your grandkids, the stories of your kids. They want to feel the joy and carry those stories in their hearts. So this is his first Father's Day, and I know that one of his fears is that people will withhold their happiness for fear of bringing up their grief. And they're saying, no, the love, the stories you have of joy and happiness are what will assist us in healing that tragedy. It's embracing all of it. That God within holds all of it. All of it. And the true essence of love and grace is what they're doing. And their family, we know them as well. And their resilience is inspiring. Now, they've done a lot of work on themselves, and they know that the spirit within is strong. They accept and know that, so that they can move forward. So the resilience that we have, the calling for the Father within us to come forth, the strength, the wisdom, the knowing that life is life. It's the full range. And I'm sure you've heard, none of us get out alive. We get out transformed. Because I don't know what's happening before I was born. I don't remember. I'm sure it was cool. I know what's happening now. And I don't know what's next. But I have faith in knowing that the Spirit, the God within, is going to be, it's me. I'm just in a different way of being. It's so, So I want to talk briefly of resilience. Because that's a tool, that's something that can help us right here, right now, to be resilient. Because life is happening, and it's going to continue to happen. And resilience, according to, I don't know, how many do you know Sheryl Sandberg? She's the CEO of Facebook. Anyway, she lost her husband suddenly, but she's talking about this. Resilience is the strength and speed of our response to adversity. And we can build it. It isn't about a backbone. It's about strengthening the muscles around the backbone. So you already have the backbone. Spirit's already within. But what we need to do, I feel, what I need to do is to build the muscles, the strength, the support that I can stand up and know that Spirit within me is strong and is giving me the grace and the resilience, whatever happens. So there are lots of information now about resilience. One of the things is to be mindful. And I know a lot of people in this congregation practice mindfulness. To be appreciative of each and every moment, each and every beautiful expression, each and every smile, each and every tear, each and every peal of laughter. And the other thing is, don't compare yourself to anybody else. You are a unique being with Spirit coming through you in your way that no one has ever thought of before. There's stuff that comes out of you that you didn't even know was in there. Surprise! Surprise! And the other thing is every time you're tested or something happens, there's a tempering to it. It's like I don't like to use this metaphor, but it fits, is like when their steel is being made into a blade, they beat it and they temper it, and it gets stronger through the adversity. And so any adversity that we experience is a key for stronger and bigger transformation. So whenever something happens that I don't like, and sometimes very big stuff happens, like our dear friends, it's like I know where's the transformation? Where's the good stuff? Where's the blessing? I know it's there, and I want to see it, and I want to see it now. I'm not demanding or anything. Yeah, I want to see it now. And the other thing, of course, which is the sense of humor that we have. There's always something funny happening, even in the saddest things. I know when my mom was in her transition, we were laughing all the time. You know, we had a taco dinner while we were watching television, laughing. It was so funny. She loved it. No, but anyway, so humor. And the other thing, of course, is I know it, but you can't control it. Nobody can control stuff. We think we can. There's an illusion of it every once in a while where it's like, oh, I planned it and it came out exactly how I wanted. Well, that might have been the bad news. Because if you'd allowed spirit to come through, it might have lifted, elevated it out. You don't know. But you can't control anything. Except maybe your own heart. You certainly can't control anybody else. But your own, your connection to your head and your heart, and it being in that perfect alignment, that is within you. And the other thing that delights me is that now we're looking at resilience in a scientific way too. There are scientists studying it. They study kids who go through lots of adversity as children, some of which come out as superstars, some of which don't. It's like, what's the difference here? What's going on? What characteristics do those people have? One of them is persistence. Their point of view, they are like, there's something good here in the future, and it's mine. Their outlook on life and their achievement, motivation, it's like there's something better, and I'm going for it. They're not wallowing in the thing of what is like, well, this is temporary. This isn't always going to be this way. Things are going to get better. They know that, they feel it. And there's a coherence within them. So they have linked their head and their hearts. And when I'm out of sync, that's when I don't know what to do with myself. I don't know if you're ever in that situation where it's like, well, I have some decisions to make, but I don't know what to do. It's because my head and my heart are going like this. They're not together. They're not together. And then having a sense of purpose. Why am I here? What's going on? And I have one more groaner for you. I like this one. My dolphin puns are terrible on purpose. Isn't that cute? Bad, but cute. Yeah. So anyway, there's a lot going on, and I wanted to just tell you about, there's a podcast, and it's an NPR program called On Being with Krista Tippett. And it's awesome. That's where a lot of Parker Palmer things go. He's one of the columnists there. But they did a piece called Resilience After Unimaginable Loss. And that's the Sheryl Sandberg, and I believe his name is it Adam Grant? Yeah, Adam Grant, and he's a psychologist. Because life happens, and that strength, that spirit within us that is God, when we call upon that, we are unstoppable. We truly are. That Father, that God within us, whatever you want to call it. That divine spirit, that creator. So, I pray for wisdom in each and every moment. I pray for that knowing that God is within me, the grace, the love, the compassion and peace. and going to a practitioner to reaffirm that for yourself. And when you have doubt, you pray that your doubt is dispelled, that your faith rises. If you have a desire and you don't believe it's possible, treat for your belief to know that it's possible. Then you can treat for the desired outcome, because then you've got the faith. Because I'm more resilient, because I know Spirit is in there, and I know that the divine presence is always out picturing within me. Always. And I know it for all of you too. And I have a gift for you. No more puns. So let's say our affirmation together. Spirit within guides me with grace, ease, and love. Spirit within guides me with grace, ease, and love. Spirit within guides me with grace, ease, and love. Spirit within guides me with grace, ease, and love. Namaste.